Alright, before we get into the main video, I want to explain the situation with this sort of mini-series of Minecraft Uncovered based on sniping. Originally, I was going to make a roughly 40 to 50 minute long documentary on the full history of sniping, but that was 2 months ago. And since then, I've just constantly been putting it off for a lot of reasons, mainly that it would take a very long time to complete, it would slow down my production for other videos, I have like 10 interviews I need to do for it, and I don't really want to do them just yet, and because if even I would get bored watching a video like that for nearly an hour, I'm sure a lot of viewers would too. So instead, in the best interests of all involved, I'm going to be splitting the documentary into 3 normal-sized videos. This is the first one on the early days of sniping, which covers the time span from early 2015, when named sniping originated, to early 2018, with the shutdown of one of the 2 major sniping services. The second video will cover what I call the Dark Ages, which picks up where we left off in 2018 and continues on till mid-2020, where Mojang's API changes revolutionized sniping. And the third and final video will focus on what I'd consider both the revival of an open sniping landscape and the downfall of the traditional way of sniping that we've been using for years now. That covers from mid-2020 to now, and when I do release that video, as I don't plan to do 3 sniping videos in a row, it should hopefully release when things have calmed down a bit and there aren't new snipers being released basically every other week. I imagine I'll release one video every few weeks, and then I'll release the last sniping video at the very end of the year, or something along those lines. For now though, enjoy the video. Everybody loves a good OG name, not just on Minecraft, but on pretty much any platform there is, ranging from social media platforms like Twitter and Instagram, to streaming services like Spotify and Twitch, to other video games like Fortnite and Roblox. Minecraft, though, is very unique in the way that these names have been and still are claimed. Whereas on other platforms, names are either claimed immediately after they're changed or you can ask support for a specific username, Minecraft has a 37-day grace period before anyone can claim a changed name besides the person that owns the account it was on. And hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of people will watch the name on sites like NameMC to see the exact moment the name will become available to the public, generally with the intention of snagging a desirable name for themselves. This rather interesting system of name claiming is so different from most other platforms that has created an entire community with tens of thousands of members that are all interested in name sniping. Now, if you're watching this video, you may already be familiar with modern name sniping, but it isn't a new practice. In fact, it's been popular for over 5.5 years on Minecraft alone. In today's episode of Minecraft Uncovered, we take a look into the early history of OG name sniping. The origins of name sniping go all the way back to February 4th of 2015, when Mojang at long last officially introduced username changes to Minecraft. Finally, players could relinquish their old, outdated username, many of which look like 2009 Xbox gamer tags, for something new, something fresh. This new name change system did have some negatives, like a massive wave of invalid names being purged just 2 weeks later, but the reception and results were overwhelmingly positive. Now, when these name changes were introduced, there was a bit of a problem due to the way that username claiming had worked prior to that point. Before February 4th, anybody could claim a username for free on a non-premium demo account, but with the exception of just a few accounts, all of these names were deleted on February 4th, resulting in thousands of OG usernames dropping to the public, and by the end of the day, many of the best names had already been claimed onto brand new premium accounts. Now, this isn't really name sniping, at least not in the way that most people use the term, but it did affect future sniping when these names were changed, or if they were put onto hacked accounts that got recovered and name changed back to the original name. For now, we'll focus on another group of players, those that changed their OG usernames to something different. This was done for plenty of reasons, of course. For example, some players decided to claim a better OG name, like Biggie changing his name to White, or Sandstorm changing to 0000. Some tried to claim their real name or nickname, giving up a good name in the process, like with Andre and Kayla. And of course, some simply didn't know the value of their username, like 000 and Chunk. This resulted in a few OG names that would start dropping by March 11th, as that's when the 37-day cooldown would end for those that changed names on the first day possible. Now, sites like NameMC launched within just days of this new name change feature being implemented, so many players that were interested in OG names started to scheme on how they could snag one of these names that they saw becoming available. Of course, the first thought that comes to mind, even today, is to try using an auto-clicker on the change name button, and for the first month or so, that's what pretty much everybody did. It was faster than trying to change the name yourself, and there were some OG names taken this way, but there was still a lot of room for improvement. With some precise timing, names could be sniped within just milliseconds of them dropping, instead of, whoever had good internet and got lucky. So, come April of 2015, the first real username sniper was developed by somebody known as Jack, a retired moderator of MC Market, and it was given out to various members of the MC Market community for testing. Sure enough, it worked fairly well, and it was able to get a lot more names than an autoclicker would. Still though, the sniper was pretty small scale. It didn't have power from tons of servers behind it, and you didn't give him any accounts to work with either. It was basically just trying to time the snipe perfectly to beat everybody else. In fact, it wasn't until the next month, May 2015, that some higher budget snipers began to come into the scene, starting with MCSniper.com. Unfortunately, 5 years later, most pictures and videos of the site are gone, other than this one cropped screenshot of part of the snipe page. MC Sniper was pretty successful, beating everybody else on names like Soon and Seal, but it wasn't perfect. It was just beginning to use the methods that would be in place for years to come. As a result, it couldn't consistently win every snipe, and it was still losing a few names to those using Jack Sniper and even to normal players without snipers. So we move on to the summer of 2015. Throughout this time period, plenty of snipers were made, but none of them really stuck around except for one, Skeon's username sniper. When it was finished in June of 2015, it looked like this sniper destroyed MC Sniper and Jack Sniper on most names, and it rose to the top pretty quickly. It was also the first sniper that was for sale, with a basic version being sold for $10 and a highly advanced version being sold for over $1,000. The developer Skeons would go on to become a pretty big member in the early community, even founding his own website for trading, ogminecraft.com, which was unfortunately bought out by MCBYT in early 2018 and has pretty much died off since then. Through July and August, there wasn't really anything significant happening in the community, at least not that can still be found now. In September, another sniper was released by a duo of people, Savage and Nightcrawler. Clearly though, it wasn't the best sniper. In fact, it wasn't a sniper at all. It was a remote access Trojan, or RAT, allowing the owners to gain access to your computer and steal personal data. And Nightcrawler did just that, getting into the PCs of tons of reputable members on MC Market. He was banned for ratting shortly thereafter, and his partner claimed he had no idea what Nightcrawler was trying to do, but he got banned for scamming 3 days later, so I don't know, maybe he wasn't as legit as he said he was. From here we move into the final 3 months of 2015, which are easily the most exciting. In October, MC Sniper shuts down after Mojang caught on to them, and they stopped taking requests on October 28th, the first instance of a sniper being noticed by Mojang. A month later though, a brand new sniper website comes to take its place, MCSniper.co. It's just one letter away from MCSniper.com, but don't be fooled, it's owned by a completely different person with a brand new, custom, high-power sniper behind it. It still wasn't able to consistently beat Skeons, who we mentioned earlier, but it was definitely catching up. And finally, in December of 2015, we get our first mention of a name in sniping that's still around today, and that name is Ninja. Ninja had already made a sniper at some point before MCSniper.com shut down in late October, but it wasn't very well made and he couldn't get many names. So, after a few months of practice, he rewrote the sniper with everything new he had learned, and the result was the most powerful Minecraft name sniper of all time. Or, at least, it would have been if Skill hadn't made his own sniper just 4 days earlier. Skill's sniper was private, and he was only sniping for friends of his, but based on the list of snipe names on his thread, it was clear that he wasn't just using your average low-effort sniper. Ninja's sniper, though, was public at ninjasniper.tk, and for 5 days, anybody could request whatever name they wanted and get a snipe on it, all completely for free. Snipes cost money after that, of course, but it was still easily the best sniper that you could use at that point. Now, we all know Ninja didn't stop there, but we'll get to the rest of his story later in the video. Right now, 2015 has just ended, with Skill's sniper on top and Ninja and Skeons just behind. MCSniper.co comes next, which was a huge step up from MCSniper.com, and then last we have Jack's original name sniper. And that's it for this year, so let's move into 2016. Now, 2015 was a pretty crazy year, and I know that part of the video was pretty long. Fortunately, it starts to calm down around 2016, so I'll be able to fit the rest of the relevant history without this video being, half an hour long. So, let's get straight into it. Starting off the year in January 2016 with the release of ogminecraft.com that we mentioned earlier. As a result, Skeon started to work more on that and his sniping business slowly faded away, though there's still a few people using the cheaper $10 sniper at this point with pretty low levels of success. So low, in fact, that I literally couldn't find a single successful snipe using that sniper after this. Jack Sniper also faded away, essentially because it was obsolete and extremely slow. At this point, people were able to hand snipe accounts with better success. By the next month, Ninja Sniper had gone fully private, and he wasn't accepting any snipes whatsoever, with the only remaining snipers at this point being Skill Sniper on top and MCSniper.co a fair bit behind. Just 2 months later though, a brand new sniper is released to the public by a user known as Mana. Well, almost brand new. Actually, not new at all. He just bought a copy of Skill Sniper and resold it. Still though, this was the only public sniping alternative to MCSniper.co, and it was much more successful as well. Additionally, there was something unique that Mana's sniping service had that Skill didn't. A method to snipe the same name on multiple profiles using a gift code. This is how all those insane dupes like Kudos were created before they got purged a few months back. And I talk more about the multi-profile gift code dupes in my video about the mystery of dupe accounts, so if you're interested, go ahead and check that out. For the next few months, things were quiet in the public eye, but Ninja and a certain someone were hard at work in the background. Or not, I don't know, maybe they already finished it and they were too lazy to release it for a while. What matters is that on July 24th of 2016, Cheerful and Ninja sniping service officially released to the public, and just 2 days later, both Mana and Skill snipers are broken, leaving the sniping scene to a 2v1 competition between Cheerful.Ninja and Liffyard, the owner of MC Sniper. Now, Ninja Sniper was originally better than MC Sniper, but that was back in December of 2015. Since then, Liffyard continued to upgrade his servers, accounts, methods, and so on, and for the next 16 months, both snipers were essentially neck and neck, claiming whatever names they could. As a result, most people that were sniping high-tier usernames would just queue the name on both services, and that did result in a bit of drama, but nothing too big. Of course, there was already a ton of drama between the sniper owners themselves, but that's to be expected with pretty much any long-term competition with anything in the Minecraft community. As a quick side note, by the way, Skill Sniper was never fixed. In fact, he ended up scamming out by accepting snipe requests when there was no chance they would actually get a name. For the last 4 years, people have been claiming to have the fabled Skill Sniper of legend, but anyone trying to sell it, which there were a lot of by the way, were pretty much all scammers. Throughout the rest of 2016 and most of 2017, there wasn't any significant news related to sniping until November. Armed with a brand new custom private sniper, Simcom was able to steal snipes and transfers from both Cheerful.Ninja and MCSniper.co with a very high success rate. Just to name a few, he got Salt, Totodile, Cosmetic, Handout, Ignorant, Gut, Cacti, and a ton more names. Simcom was on top by far, and by January of 2018, with the introduction of the new block sniping method, MCSniper.co was shut down by Liffyard, apparently due to a lack of funds. If I were to take a guess, Simcom taking all their snipes probably had something to do with that. Some people claim that Simcom was using a special method to reserve names for himself, including Zenection, who used to work at Cheerful.Ninja, but Simcom denied these allegations, so who knows the truth. If there was a method, then it definitely doesn't work anymore. Regardless, the sniping scene at this point had yet again been completely changed, and MC Sniper, the longest running sniper at that point, had now shut down. Things were getting interesting. There's so much more to talk about, but that's going to do it for the early history of Minecraft sniping. Of course, this history is far from complete. A lot of info was left out that I didn't really consider relevant, and what I did include might not be 110% accurate, but it's honestly the best that I could do with the info that I could find. If anybody has more accurate information, or something that I left out, then feel free to let me know on my Discord server, link in the description, or leave a comment down below, and I'll add it to a pinned comment and mention it at the start of the next sniping video. For now though, that's the end of part 1. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.